Very good morning. A very good morning to everybody. Morning, 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 morning. It's 9:30 at the moment. Brand new month, August. Here we are. Before we get started here, guys, let's remember the information we discuss in the video is opinion and should not be construed as advice in any way. A warm welcome, the lovely Tandi. Good morning to you there, dear. Brett, I see you there. Jace, I see you. Sia, I see you. Good morning. Is everything all right? Can everybody hear me? Let me know. Let me know in the chat facility. Let me know. Let me know. We're about to get moving. Kile, I see you. Tabatso, good morning. Good morning. All right, 100%. There we go. Nice, nice, nice. Shira, good morning. There we go. There we go, guys. Intel, good morning. It's so good to see all the guys here, man. Wonderful, 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 wonderful. You guys are fantastic. It's good to see you all. We are running. We are back. It is another full week of great trading rooms. We finished off really well, last week with T, and we're continuing the momentum. All right, we're continuing the momentum. JJ, I see you there. Pretty, I see you there. All right, guys, I'm ready to go, man. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to push. Please, at any time, let me know what is going on. If you can see it, if you can't see it, if you can hear me, then obviously we push together. I know Tandi's already put everything up there for you guys. Make sure that you reach out to us. If you need any assistance, our support team is available. You can reach them on the live chat as well. That's going to be key for you guys. You can, obviously access them via our website. And then also, let's not forget, you can also email them at care@tdmarkets.com if you need anything, from a more detailed perspective. You can do that. They can help you. So make sure that you use all our links. Also, our academy, guys, our phase 1 and 2 is up and running now. You can access that via the link that Tandi has just provided in the chat facility there. And so you will obviously download the ebook. That's a beginners and intermediary ebook. There'll be some questions that you can do as well. You will see it there. It's called the beginner course, intermediate course. The advanced one is coming soon, but you can do those ones in the meantime. Once completed, just give us 24 hours or so and you'll get your certificate of completion, and you'll be able to then attend the Zoom mentorship sessions. You will receive an email with all of the particulars, all the details in there. All right, then obviously, guys, reach out to support, our super support team there. If there's any additional questions, they are more than willing and they are geared up to assist as well. All right. So let's get started with this morning here, guys. Interesting start to the morning. We're going to go through the regulars, as you guys know. And if you're here for the very first time, you have come to the right place. A warm welcome to you as well, guys. I'm sure, if there's any new visitors here, or let me rather say new family members, I'm sure we'll give them a warm welcome. They obviously have to make themselves known. I think at this point we have all the family members in here. So let's see who comes in. If there's anyone new, let us know. We'd like to welcome you as a community, as a TD family. All right. So let's start it off, guys. This morning here, we know it's non-farm payroll week, NFP. You guys know we'll be streaming that one live for sure, myself and T. That will be on Friday. We also have the ADP coming out this week as well, guys. So it's quite a busy one. All right. But before we continue, just note Friday, guys. Letting you guys know, and I'll be announcing this every day up until Friday. On Friday, we'll have a 9:30 London session like this. All right. We'll have a 9:30 session. We won't have the 12 o'clock, the midday. We're skipping straight over to the NFP after that. All right. So it's 9:30 in the morning. We'll do some technical charting, and then we'll skip the 12 midday, and we'll advance straight to the NFP after that. All right. So no midday, no 12 o'clock. It's 9:30, and then we have the NFP after that. All right. So just make sure that you are aware. Make a note somewhere. All right. I will be mentioning it every single day so that we have proper communication going out for everybody that's online here. All right. All right, so guys, remember how I, do operate. Questions. Let me know what you're trading. Remember, this is a community, guys. We want to make sure that everybody has some form of interaction and so forth. So let me know what you're trading this week. We'll have a look at it. I'm going to be starting the charts fresh. As you guys know, I'll be starting fresh. It's a fresh new week. And I will not be doing 12-hour charts, guys. No daily charts. We can look at them, yes, but I'll be looking at intraday movements. I'll be clear with that. Why? I'm looking for smaller, distant moves, all right, or at least shorter distances. We're talking less than 100 pips. We're speaking less than 100 pips. So preferably, I'd like 50 or less. I'm looking for that because we want to try and get the guys a bit more skilled. All right. It's important, guys, that we understand that. All right. We have to understand that it's not only looking for the 200 pips, the 300 pips. You're waiting on a couple, more than 2 days for your trade. Come in here to get skilled because this is educational. It's not advice where we say, guys, buy or sell. So it's not a signal group. It's nothing to do with the signal group. We're not telling anyone, listen, you buy at this place, buy. No. It's all educational, guys, because the education is going to get you skilled. That's going to get you skilled. All right. It gives you the theory, it gives you competency, and then obviously we have the charts to put it all together. I see Cheeky K. I'll just say K there. Cheeky K. I'll say Cheeky K. Good morning. You may be new. It's possible. I've never seen the name before. If you're new, please let a brother know. We'd like to welcome you here. All right, guys. In the meantime, I'm sure maybe some of you guys have not seen Cheeky K before. So, and if I have the name right, please forgive me. I don't mean to butcher it if I did. All right. But welcome. I see you trading the US30. We'll have a look at that now. Tato, I see you there. Young Sunny, I see you there. All right. And then Pretty, there we go. Guys, let's give Cheeky a round. Welcome. It's good to, and thanks for the courage for stepping up and letting us know. That's what it's about here at TD. All right. I see Pretty, you looking for BTC. Yeah. I agree with that BTC. We're going to go and check that one out. So far, I have US30, I have BTC in the pipeline. We're going to check it out. The big welcome there. There we go. The lovely Tandy has also put you on blast there. All right, Cheeky. All right, but that's a nice blast, though. That's a lovely blast. All right. So, guys, fundamentals, let's get popping. Let's see what's happening. Intel, I see your gold there. I got you covered. All right. So let's start it off maybe just with the oil here quickly, guys. Then we'll move nicely. And, we have quite a few trading rooms, obviously, this week. You guys know Ash likes to take his time, explain a few things, and then obviously we push on. All right. Now, we know oil dropped this morning more than 5%. So, we know that there's peace talks. And, I'm rolling my eyes here. All right, Brett. Jace, I'm rolling my eyes, Intel, because they say there's peace talks between the US and Iran. And, we've been around this tree, this Boabab tree. Boabab tree, yeah? We've been around this 100-year Boabab tree for some time now. Then there's peace talks. Then there's a conflict. And then we back again with peace talks. Then there's a deal. And then there's no deal. And the percentage. And there we go, guys. That's it. So we keep hearing this thing over and over. It's it's a scratched LP at this point. So guys, we're gonna wait for some fresh information. I'm sure there's some guys that can agree with me here this morning. We want some fresh information. All right, give us something else now, because all that's moving the oil now is exactly what I've just mentioned. And you know what? To be fair, guys, it's giving us a bit of movement, but we need something fresh here. All right. So once again, we have the uh, gap that has happened here. It obviously pulled down, and look, lo and behold, came down to this gap, actually pushed below this area here to fill this one here. Look at that. It actually filled it. So well, at least three quarters of it. There's still a portion here of about 70 pips that needs to be filled. So obviously we're looking at that maybe pushing to the upside to fill that part, and then this gap, and then we still have this one left over here. So look how they're being filled here, Brett. And I want you guys to pay attention to the education side of that. Busi, I see you there. Good morning. I want you guys to pay attention to the education side of that. Whenever you see a gap, look how strategically assets can move. We have two gaps last week. It does not fill neither of them, creates a new gap, partially fills the one of last week, and then possibly this week can fill what is left. So we can take a couple of days for gaps to be filled. All right. That's not always the case. It also depends on what you're trading. If you're trading something like oil, it can take a little bit of time. Now, why Ash? Why would that be? Because, guys, remember with oil, there's a constant struggle. So price is obviously, fluctuating up, and then it's fluctuating down and up again because of the demand and the supply, because oil is needed to generate or produce just about everything that we have in retail at this point in time. So when it comes to the comparing, of that with the FX, you'll find a pair like Euro NZD, the gap may fill quicker because the demand is not as much as what we're going to find with oil. So we know that at this point, fundamentally, fragmentally, we're speaking about intraday movement. It dropped from more than 5%. The P stocks is there. We know that OPEC is also increasing production. This is lowering the oil price, less fear of inflation. So lower oil is reducing that. And often this will support the stock markets, which brings me to the US30, where we're going to go to for Gigi. All right. So Gigi, we will get to the US30 for you. All right. So it would support the stock market because obviously if we have lower oil, it means that you can pay less for it. So companies now to produce is more affordable, less inflation. Remember that. So we've filled this gap partially. There's still a little bit of a gap here of last week that needs to be filled, and then this is a new gap, and then this fresh one, this old one of last week still needs to be filled at some point. That would mean dollar strength. So let's see how this one develops. Right now we're going to wait on oil. This is the hour frame, guys. I'm not looking at 6 or 8 hours here. I'm going 1 hour down. Actually starting off with 1 hour down. Okay, so make a note of that whenever you tune in here this week. No, I'm going 1 hour down because we're looking at the price fragmentally. Why? The NFP is happening this week, so we're expecting more movements, shorter sprints. So I'm going to leave that one for now. The oil price, we can see it's down. This means if the oil price is down, then we have the other currencies like the New Zealand dollar, the euro, the pound, the Aussie. All of them are stronger than the dollar, which brings us to the next point here. When we look at the dollar itself, okay, let me just get to my fundamentals so I can just give you a little bit of information over there, all right? We know that the dollar fell for the 5th straight session. We know that Japan's intervention strengthened the yen and traders reduced the dollar buying, all right? We also know that the US 10 Treasury yield, it eased, came down to about 4.7%. So traders are obviously waiting for this week's US employment report. The Fed, we know from last week, kept those interest rates unchanged. But, Brett, there's those percentages there, all right? there's those percentages there. There's still about a 68% chance of a rate hike in September. All right. So inflation remains the Fed's biggest concern. However, we are playing this thing day by day. Young son, I see you there, Mr. A. I haven't received the email. Give it about 24 hours or so, the young sonny, to everybody. I think that's a good offer them quickly on to the academy there. In the meantime, keep attending here, guys, on our 4 training rooms. Just give it about 24 hours. We have our back end, our support, and team working on getting all of those done. Remember, it's plug and play, guys. We've just launched the phase 1 and 2, obviously. So we're gonna get some guys. It may wait just a little bit longer, but once the engine is rolling, like you saw with the training rooms, we're gonna be rolling. All right. Myself and T also mentioned to the team this morning. Remember, we're running the trading rooms and the mentorship concurrently. Let me actually say that in a much better way. We're running them simultaneously. We have the trading room now, and then at 10:30, when the machine, the beast, is up and running very nicely, which we've now started, you'll be hitting the 10:30 mentorship with T, and then obviously you come back with me at 12. So we are running them together so that everybody receives fantastic content. Remember, there's a bit more detail in those classes as far as explanations are concerned. The trading rooms is a little bit more fast-paced in terms of setups. So here we're looking at setups. We are looking at, hey, where's the entry zones? Where's the buy zones? Where's the sell zones? In there's a little bit more explanations. The theory, can take some notes there as well. All right. So we got you guys. And Young Son, thanks very much for that question, guys. We love questions because that helps us understand where we are at. Okay. So we are going to play oil very nicely here. It's at the $83 a barrel. Let's go have a look and see what the oil price has done to the gold price. Okay. I'll leave oil like this and I'll start gold off fresh, and we'll start it off with a 1-hour chart. All right. Chi, don't worry, I got you. I didn't forget you with that US30. After gold, I'll be pushing through to the US stock markets. That's the US30, the NASI, and also the S&P. I'll be pushing that in for you. Okay. So let's get the gold here quickly. Let's see what's cracking on the gold. Okay. Now we had $4,060 per ounce, my good people. All right. And what are we looking for here? Well, Ash, we're first looking for some divergence. Okay. We're looking for divergence. You guys know that divergence is very important for, to us and for us. Is there any guys that can agree? Just put and just say agreed in the chat facility there and show our brothers some love whilst you at it. Okay. Like the stream and so forth. All right. Guys, divergence is important for us at TD. Okay. Now, it may not be important for other guys out there, but it's important for us because divergence helps us see what is happening on the technical chart. Remember, guys, we only have the chart that's here to help us at this point. We are not on the back end of things where we are seeing how much of volumes are inside exactly. We don't know what they're going to be putting in at 12 or at 3 or at 6. So we work off divergence. We work off the charts that is being given to us. I see it. They're beautiful, guys. This is brilliant. Love it, love it, love it. So gold from a 1-hour perspective, you can see that there's a lot of consolidation that is happening at this point in time. Now, I'm looking at the structure. Then I'm going on the 1 hour. And then I'm going to look for the setup on a 15-minute and a 10-minute. Ash, why? Because I'm going to zoom into the 1-hour structure. Okay. So I'm zooming into the 1-hour structure on the 15 and the 10 so I can see there's a setup. So right now, look at the consolidation. That means it's obviously working, moving sideways. And I have a 15-minute here now. There's a 15-minute, and I'm going to compare the 15-minute and the 10-minute. Okay, 15-minute, there's some divergence here. Look at that. So guys, remember, these are indicators you can download. The reason why I keep them on is because that helps our students see the divergence far more carefully. Because, at times, some people will say this is divergence and other guys will say, no, it's not divergence. So we use indicators to help indicate. That's the point. It's not for us to get a buy or a sell from an indicator. No. We use indicators to do what it says, to indicate. That's it. It assists us in indicating where the divergence is. So on a 15-minute and on a 10-minute, there is divergence at this area here, at that area over there. You can see there's divergence here, there's divergence here. So if I do this now watch very carefully. Remember I said I'm looking at the structure on the 1 hour, and I'm looking at the setup on the 15-minute and the 10-minute. That's the structure that I'm looking at. This is the structure that I'm looking at, okay? Now, this structure is either we are going up in the structure or we're coming down in the structure. We are attempting to find whether we're pushing up or down in the structure. So when I zoom into it on a 15-minute now or a 10-minute now you understand this is the divergence that I'm seeing in the structure right there. That's the divergence, all right? So what we are trying to understand now, because we understand that there's divergence to the upside. Why is there divergence to the upside? Well, the oil price came down. And with the oil price coming down, that means we could see some buying happen with oil. All right. So let me quickly show you the setup, and then we're going to take it from there. All right. Let me show you the setup, and then we take it from there. So right now, on the 15-minute frame, price has found some form of equilibrium. All right, it's found some form of equilibrium. If I go to the 10-minute, the only thing we're going to find is this consolidation. So I need to now, because the 15-minute and the 10-minute is not showing me any movement, I need to go just a little bit higher. Just a little bit higher. Hold on, let's go a little bit higher, either the 20-minute or the 30-minute. Let's just see here. 20 or 30, okay, so the 20 is not doing it for us. And the 30-minute as well. Wow. Okay, so we have to use the 1 hour. Wow. So let me say this again. I'm using the 1 hour because from 30, 20, 15, and 10, okay, all of those time frames is too closely linked with the consolidation. It's too zoomed in. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to show you guys that if price breaks out, we could be pushing up or we coming down. So there is that specific point that I'm working to find, okay? If we don't find something now, I'm going to have to drop down even further. All right. So let me start with the 1 hour and let me show you here. So from there to here, working within the divergence. I'm working within the divergence upward, okay? We've already reached 50%. We've already reached 50% from that high to this low. We've already come up 50%. The next area, traders, that we're looking for here, for all the gold diggers right here, 4,165. All right? We've already reached 50. So the next area is 4,165. That's if the divergence keeps panning up. All right? Now, what we are seeing here is that gold has already started climbing here, guys. You see, when it comes to a Monday and NFPs on Friday, there's movement that happens before, like now. All right? There's movement that happens before. Now, from a gold perspective, we know it's supported by a weaker US dollar. It's also supported by lower oil prices. So traders on Friday is waiting for the job data. For now, there could be a move before that move. I'll say that again. There could be a move now before Friday's move. Friday's move could be down. Before Friday comes, we could be moving up. And that is what I'm seeing here from a divergence. Now, do you see this blue line? That means price has already pushed above and is already bullish at the start of the week. We're already bullish. So if I zoom in now, let me just take this off. So if I zoom in, now you can see the divergence right here. Here we're going down, but here there's support. So there's support here. There's support here. So the next area before Friday, please make a note. Make a note. And you guys know I always push my notes here. 4165.20. This could be the area that gold goes to before Friday. That's a big possibility. Now, if it does not go there before Friday, we might go there on Friday. All right. But right now we're bullish. This blue line is the area where price started going into the buy zone. Now, what's supporting this is the oil prices and the weaker dollar. That is supporting the gold rally to the upside starting off on Monday. Remember, it's Monday. It's fresh. We're starting off with some technical charts. 1 hour down. 1 hour down. Let me know in the chat facility. Do you have it there? 4165 is the possible zone where the gold price could go to. It could happen today. It could happen tomorrow. We could do a portion of it today, maybe up until there. All right, quickly put in the chat facility if you have it there. Quickly, guys, I'm going to go on to the US stock markets now. All right, I'm going to go on to the US stock markets. So we have the oil price starting off with the London session. We have the gold price looking bullish at this point in time. That's today. That's right now. So we're going to go to the stock markets now. And that's US30 NAS 100. You guys got it? Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, let's go. US30, Chichi, on your first day in, here we go. Here we go. So 1 hour down. 1 hour down. You can see there's a lot of, don't mind all of this. This is just consolidation right now. This is a lot of consolidation, okay? So 1 hour down, we're going to look for where the divergence is sitting. Now notice we have impulses. 1, pullback. 2, there's no pullback that has come. So there is a probability that we could get a pullback. So that is what we're going to look for at this point in time. All right. However, don't forget the correlation concept that if the dollar weakens, the stock markets tend to push to the upside. Please make a note of that. All right. That's very important. All right. Brett, Ash, just a question. But when you draw your fib for the bullish divergence, your fib is pulled as you would for a downdraft. I'm mistaken. No, you're not bothering at all, Brett. No. I love the questions. Okay, keep bringing them. Let me just get the gist of it here. All right, it's pulled. So would fib for the bullish divergence. Okay, so if there's bullish divergence or there's bearish divergence, I'm not pulling the fib based on that necessarily. I pull fibs based on impulse. So I use impulses. All right. So whether it's like this from down to up, or if I go like this example. So even if I did this, all right, Brett, it's not going to matter to me. What I'm interested in is the 50, the half of the impulse, or the full range of that impulse. That is why I pull the fib. I hope that answers you partially there, because I'll demonstrate it now. Okay. I know that when people do an uptrend, they're going to pull the fib according to the trend there. In this specific case, I pull the fib for that specific impulse that I'm dealing with. Okay. But I'm going to demonstrate it now. I hope I answered you there. Maybe partially. You can maybe let me know. You can let me know in the chat facility. Guys, again, Chichi, your first time being here. We're all about questions. All right. To understand, there's no issues with it. Please ask it. All right. Ask it. Nonclair, I see you there. Good morning. Merrill, I see you there. AV Trader, I see you there. Good morning. Good morning. All right. So US30. Like I said, impulse, pullback, impulse, 1 hour. There may be a pullback here. There may be or not. Let's go and look. I'm looking for divergence. Now I'm looking for all of the more even time frames, the more popular time frames. That's why I go to 15. I'll go to 5 many times. And in between, I'll use like a 10 or 12. I know they're not as popular, but they have detail there that's important. All right. So here's the 15 now. All right, there's the 15, and I'm seeing divergence now. Yes, so it doesn't matter up or down according to you. Okay, there we go. Got you. Beautiful. All right. So check this out, guys. Check this out. Do you see the divergence here? That's what I was looking for. The 1 hour has impulse and I'm finding the pullback, possible pullback on the 15-minute. Note what I just did there. Note what I just did there. I looked what the impulse was on the 1 hour, and there's a possibility a pullback could come here. That's why I used the zigzag. Let me just see if you guys are with me there. Do you see why I use the zigzag? Because the zigzag lets you know this is the impulse you're dealing with. And if the impulse is done, you may get a pullback from that impulse. So when I go to the 15-minute, look at this. There we go. Let me just take this off. Sorry about this, guys. This is... Sorry about this, guys. This thing is... Hold on. Okay, there we go. All right, so look at this now. Watch. Pullback. There's the divergence. You can see it. It's being set up now. So let's use this one to our advantage. Now, what I want you guys to know as we're going in with all the shorter time frames, guys, by the way, we're doing well. If we can get the best setup, the most probable setup, most guys are going to want to go from there to there. They'll say, let's sell it down. Guys, one of the ways to become consistent, use the most recent impulses. So Ash is not going to use this one today. Ash is going to use that. Because if price is going to come down and it pulls back, it's more likely to hit my take profit there than hit this take profit. Now, can you use that one? Yes, absolutely. But there's no guarantee it's going to go all the way down till there. Look at the price. Look at the points. 52,000 from 52,800 to 52,300. It's more likely to hit 52,300 than to hit 52,069. There's a 300-point difference over there. So it's more likely to hit my zone than it's to hit the other guy that wants to go further down. So how we skin this cat, sorry, for all the animal lovers, I love animals, all right? Just so you know, we're going to use the most recent impulse, which is there, not all the way there, all right? So now what I do is I go to a lower time frame to understand this setup. Now, what I would obviously recommend educationally is for you guys to always identify what setup are you using or looking at. That's the setup. So if I go down to a shorter time frame, that's what I'm looking at. Okay, that's what I'm looking at. You can see the divergence. I can even go to a 5-minute now. Aha, look at that. Beautiful divergence on the 5-minute. All right, beautiful divergence. Now, do you see this here, Brett? I've not gone to the 50 yet. Look at this. Oh, this is stunning. There's the 50 and there's the 100. This setup is more likely to come through today than price coming all the way down there. Now, guys, remember when I did the Japanese yen, we were right about the yen because I can show you we were spot on with the yen. Everything. This is why the take profits were hit so powerfully here. Yes, even although price went all the way down, all right. What we wanted was the most probable outcome, which was here. That was 84 pips. Take profit smashed. Now, I could have had a TP down here, just like I can have with the US30. I can have a TP down here. But I want the most probable outcome for myself. Remember, what are you trying to create here? Consistency. So with consistency, I'm trying to develop my setup to hit TP consistently. And to do that, I'm looking for the most recent movements. That's why diversification is so powerful. Apologies. You then can spread lot sizes across different assets, different asset classes. All right. So look at this. There we have the setup on a 5-minute is looking phenomenal. We've not hit the 50 yet. It's not hit the 100 yet. This setup is in play. Now, for me to get into this specific setup over here, I have to wait for this blue line, okay? Now, that is right at the 23 there. And not only is it at the 23, I want you to look at previous information. You see, once it came below this area here, price tanked down. Do you see that? Right there. So when price broke through the blue line, yes, there were some corrections and so forth, but eventually it came down. So look where I am. Look where I am right there. All right, that's where I'm looking to get my specific TP. That's going to be very important for us, okay? So now that everybody can see that, I can take this away because you know what I'm working with. Chichi, I hope you're seeing what I'm actually working with here, all right? There's divergence. Now, this means I can get into whether it's a 3-minute frame that's going to drop down, it doesn't matter. I'm going to be waiting for this one to come all the way down from the blue line down to that area. Now, I'm not necessarily worried so much about price if it comes down and then it corrects again and comes down, because that's just the nature of price. But I'll watch the highs very carefully. Remember, it's intraday moving, it's day trading. So you're going to wait, a couple of hours. If you're scalping, it could be a minute, 2 minutes to an hour. Scalping doesn't always necessarily require a stop loss if you are actively watching the charts, because you're scalping. Remember, guys, if you're scalping, your stop losses are very tight. So price has a higher probability to hit your stop loss and then move in your direction. So if you're scalping, from an education standpoint, guys, watching the charts carefully right there is obviously going to be needed there. So US30 right now, below the 52,745.06 area, that's what I'm looking for there, Shiji. Okay, that's going to be key there. I'm not sure if you were looking for that, but that's what I'm seeing here on the short-term movement. That's what I'm looking for here. All right. Then we have the NAS. Now remember, we're going to be looking for something similar here because they correlate. So we're going to go with the hour. Look at this impulse. Look at that impulse. Now notice what I'm showing. I'm showing you consistency in the analysis. Impulse, pullback. Impulse. So there may be a possible pullback here first. Now if I go to a 15-minute, aha. Do you see that? There is some movement. Now I can bring it till here, take it from there, or I can work it from there. You can choose. Are we together? If you work it from there, you can drop down. That's still this is actually very credible right now. This is very credible right now. We've already, do you see the zone here? Hold on, right there. So we've not even gone there yet. This is actually a really powerful movement here. This is going to be just a once-off possible push to the downside. And this you can do literally on a 2-minute, guys. That's what I like about indices. That's what I really enjoy about indices. Okay, indices, you can get a lot of value. Look at that right there. This you can even do on a 1-minute. Look at this. Absolutely stunning. Okay, so here's the NAS, 28,386.62. There we go. All right, and I'm looking for price to possibly come to 28,000. But this is the pullback, all right, guys? Don't forget, we're on 10:10 now, meaning 10 minutes after 10. We're doing well. We have the oil price. We know it's come down. We see the gold price is still chilling. US30, we're going to wait for 52,000, and NAS 100, we're waiting for 28,000. Now, guys, remember, you're seeing me obviously the entire day. So we're watching this together. This is beautiful scalping to the downside. This is a 1-hour frame. It's a 1-hour frame. Okay. Now, let's get that BTC, because I know there's some guys that wanted the BTC. Guys, this is just about the only one that I can, honestly, to be fair, looking at on a daily frame. I know I mentioned in the beginning, I don't really want to look at dailies for now, but crypto is one of them, to be fair, okay? Because crypto on a 3 minute, a 2 minute, a 1 minute, it can become really crazy. It's like a roller coaster. Okay. So with crypto, you're trying to follow this very nicely. Right now, I'm still up here on BTC. I'm still, I haven't changed the script here, not at all. I just see this as a pullback that's happening from that impulse. It's just a pullback. It's just going a little bit deeper. All right. The only way I would be convinced that BTC is not pushing up at this point in time is if price had to break the foot of that impulse. That's the only way. That's the low of that impulse. That's the only way that I will not be convinced. At this point in time, this is just a deeper pullback. I'm holding it. I'm waiting for it. And we're going to see how that works out this week. All right. I know that there were some guys that wanted some of that BTC over there. Let me just go up and see who was that there. Hold on. Pretty. It's for you there. All right. So Chichi, we done US30. Gold, we done. That was for Intel. Pretty, we done with BTC. Let's see what else. I don't think there was anything else there. All right, let's push on now. I'm going to go on with USD JPY. Let's go on with USD JPY here. I'm going to start fresh once again. Fresh 1 hour frame. And we are going to look for, there's a lot of divergence here, by the way. 1 hour frame. This is a push to the downside. We're looking for a pullback. Pullback now. Trading the pullback. Whew. Look at this, guys. You see, this is when my mouth waters. Just give it some time to quickly. Hold on. Yeah, okay. I'm here. I see it. Beautiful. Okay, guys, pull back to the center. If I go to the 1 hour, do you see? That's the area. Let me just take this off so you can see. Back to where price stopped the first time. That's my center. I'll say that again. Every time price impulses to the downside, whether it's once or twice, I always go back to where it first stopped. Not there. Price may not even get there. Is everybody clear? Let me pause there quickly. Let's make sure all of the family members are tracking with Asher. Are you guys with me here? I don't go to the start of that impulse. You see, that sometimes becomes a problem. Is everybody tracking with me? I go to where it stopped first, from where it came from. It started there. It fell. Boom. I go back to the first place it stopped. It's more likely to hit that zone first, not where it escalated. All right. Everybody tracking there. So just make sure you're hearing me on that. Okay? And obviously, questions, guys. Don't be afraid to ask any questions. Okay? Don't be afraid to ask any questions. We're doing well here, guys. We're taking this easy. We're making this easy. Oh, man. Guys, there is a lot of yeah, we are really bullish here, man. We are already bullish. You see this 38 here? Anything above there, guys? Above here, 38, 156, 156. Yeah. We looking great here. So let me place it. 38. Lots of divergence. 156.914 right there. Right there. Look at that. So the anticipated place, 159. Guys, I'm going to give you some information on Japan, obviously, guys. What's important, we also understand the fundamentals behind it. We know that the 10-year bond there on the yield for the yen, guys, is at 2.8%. Investors obviously believe the Bank of Japan may raise those interest rates. And obviously because they're worried about inflation, that's the Bank of Japan. The yen did strengthen. We know it strengthened last week very sharply. That's due to the intervention there, guys. So a stronger yen usually means that the USD JPY, falls like we saw there. We also know that the Japanese stock market, the Nikkei, fell 2%, guys. We have, at least why it fell is because obviously the stronger yen hurts the Japanese exporters like Toyota. We also saw a lot of the technology shares. They actually came, under a lot of pressure. So what we're dealing with now here, Savage, I see you. Good morning. We're dealing with a correction. Do you see that? I'll say it again. And guys, we are getting into everybody understanding why we're doing what we're doing. Busi, I see you there. We are dealing with the correction here. So you guys are going to hear me speak about that quite a bit. All right. Once I see the impulse, I look for the correction. If the correction is done, then we go for the impulse. Write that down. Make sure you get that. If the impulse has already been done, we wait for a correction. If the correction is done, then we wait for the impulse. So right now, this was an impulse to the downside. Impulse one, there we had the correction. Another impulse, we're waiting for a correction. So can you see my correction is not trying to go above the previous. It's still inside of the impulse. That's it. That's it. Nothing more than that. That's what it looks like. Let me take off this Fibonacci so you can see it. That's the setup. That's what Ash is looking for today. That's what Ash is looking for today. This could span maybe even until tomorrow. Don't forget it's 156 and 159. It's a 1 hour, 15 minute and 5 minute time frame. That's what I'm looking at. 1 hour, 15 minute and 5 minute that I'm looking at. That's all I'm looking for at this point in time. All right. So oil price coming up. Look at that. If that happens, guess what happens with USD JPY? We go up. Dollar strengthens when oil goes up. So this could closely move together. Then obviously with the gold price, that's the opposite effect. So we are seeing that the dollar could be strengthening short term right now. Okay, doesn't mean it's going to strengthen at the end of the week. Right now, with the dollar weakness that came in, okay, earlier on this morning, we could be seeing the correction now. Impulse, correction. So if that correction takes place, it means USD JPY goes up, gold comes down, possibly back to 4,022. Remember, this one here is only there if it breaks above $4,080 per ounce. If it breaks above that resistance, then we focus on 4165. Right now, with the correction of the of the dollar, we could be coming back here. So please make a note of that. All right. NAS should be pushing. If the dollar strengthens, NAS should be coming down. Yes, there we go. There we go. NAS should be coming down. So anyone that's seeing this, US30 should be coming down. But again, the correlation may not be as effective. So Chichi, watch for that very carefully. Okay. The correlation generally is fine, but today we're seeing it's a little bit off here. All right. We are anticipating it to come down, but just watch it. But the NAS is pushing down nicely now and during the London session. 28,386. Guys, 1 minute, a nice big candle beneath that area is going to be a phenomenal move to the downside, guys. Quick in and out, 28,300 to 28,100. So watch it very carefully with me here. And then USD JPY, something I'm interested in. I'm interested in USD JPY. I'm just waiting to see what this oil price does. If this guy can just go up at least to the 84, it's going to weigh us here to the upside. It's going to be very, very, very good here. All right. So oil, UJ, gold, US30, NAS, BTC. Let's push. Let's go to that Euro USD quickly here now. Euro USD. I got a couple of minutes left here. I want to make sure that we get at least we start off nicely here. All right. So 1 hour impulse to the upside. What's taking place? Correction. What's taking place? Correction. Okay. So we are looking to possibly trade the correction. So let's look. Correction. We have the 50. We would like it to break beneath 1.15. And then we can possibly take it to this area here. I said I'm looking for 100 pips down, guys. Let's see. Or 100 pips down. There's 60 there. Beautiful, beautiful, absolutely stunning. And if the dollar strengthens now with the correction, we could be getting what we want here with the Euro USD. Lots of divergence also set up here. All right. But please, guys, expect fighting. Expect fighting. Expect fighting. All right. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. Expect the fighting. So below 1.15136 down to 60 pips, possible intraday movement, looking beautiful. 114,539. That's the zone. Now I'm going to go back to what I mentioned to you guys before. Please do not get lost in people's views or opinions of the price level. We're speaking about zones. Price can come down and you can take profit anywhere in the zone. Because what price can do is if you have your TP exactly at 1.15539, the danger associated with that is the following. Is that price can come and touch just right there, and then it can push up. So that's why you got to have zones in place. So if you're scalping, guys, that's why scalping, you are actively engaging. You're right there. You get in, you wait. And the moment it comes, you can take your profit anywhere inside of that grade. That's why I put that zone there. I'm letting you know this is not about TPing at an exact area. Even although that happens to us, when you're with me in here many times, we still always leave room for that risk. All right. We always leave room for that risk. We mitigate risk that way. Please, guys, understand that. All right. So right now we have the Euro USD. Let me move that up. There's NAS now touching my area, 28,386. All right. It's touching it. It's looking good. It's looking nice. Is anyone else seeing it here quickly in the chat facility? Did you guys note that down? Chichi, how's that looking on your side there? How's that looking on your side there? By the way, Euro NZD, guys, this one has only come through for me today. Look at this. It's only come through for me today. I've been in here. I've been waiting for it. It's only come in. If you guys remember, I had this one on last week at 12, and it's only come through. That was the impulse I was looking for. It's now only come through for me here. Look at that. I had to wait the whole weekend for it. That's the way the cookie crumbles. That's trading for you. All right? Is everybody clear there? Exactly. AV Trader, the spread. Yes. That's why, guys, that's why it's important. And AV Trader is saying something, I want to connect something there. When prices are pushing very nicely, spread narrows. If there's a lot of participants, spread narrows. Please remember that. If there's no participation and less liquidity, spreads can widen. It's not a fixed spread. It works with the exchange rate. So spreads can widen, especially if there's fundamentals. It can widen, guys. It's the normal process of what happens in the markets, all right? More participation, it becomes less expensive, and obviously you have nice narrow spreads versus less liquidity, less participation, wider spreads, okay? So, and I'm looking at all of the ones that gives you some good spreads here. All right, so oil still up, UJ, nothing here as yet. So I'm going to leave it. I'll leave this one here. Gold, like I said, we're going to wait and see what happens there. US30 will wait, but the NAS, we've now descended down. Look at that. I don't like this candle. I'll be honest. So 1 minute. I don't like this candle, guys. Candle language. Remember, you guys know I'm big on candle language. Majority of it is at the top. I think we're going to get a correction first. All right. Are we together? Are we together there, guys? Quickly. Let me know. Let me know quickly in the chat facility, guys. I don't like that candle. I think we're going to get a correction here first. There might be a correction first, maybe a little bit up. But what we can always do, you can always do this. You can always place another at the most recent low and wait for another candle. All right. If it's a nice fat candle that closes beneath, continuation. All right. So I placed the next resistance. There we go. Let's see if this one. Let me put my candle timer on, guys. By the way, I'm loving this. I love it when we are in a trading room and we are in real time doing what we're doing. This is where the learning becomes exceptional. This is where people learn. It is right here, real time. We're pushing this number. See that? Look how it's rejecting there. So this candle is very important. When you see a candle go out of a zone like this and only not even a quarter of it is beneath and the rest is above, you must know that there is not sufficient selling capacity here. That's why I said a correction may come. But then what I did was, most recent low, if this one can close beautifully, I'm going to go in. If this one can go in, I'm going to close like this. I got 43 seconds left. And the nice thing with indices, you can use less risk, guys, because they have some nice movement and you can make your $50. You can make your $20, $25 per trade. Easy. All right. This is looking good so far. Nice, 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 nice. 24. Nice, nice, nice. 20 seconds. If it can close like this, I'm in. 16 seconds. Yes. Come on, come on. Don't do this now. 10 seconds. Come. You see? I don't like that. I don't like that. I'm staying out. Look at that. This is where you learn. Do you see that? What I just did? So watch now. I'm going to do the same thing. Remember, I said there could be a correction coming. Remember? So now what I'm going to do is I move it down again. I can't work off this. That's done. It's already below. It doesn't mean it's already bearish. But I would like to get in to the most probable area. It's already gone below my area. So I know it's bearish. It's just there's a correction now. There's the correction that I just spoke to you about. See that? Look at that. Look at that. So what Ash is going to wait for now, I'm taking this off and I'm waiting for the next minute. I'm trading minute frames, not 2 minutes. Excuse me, not two or three, 1 minute. Look how it's testing my support again now. Look at that. 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 So let's see. Remember impulse. This was the sign, possible correction first. Small correction though. In the second charts, you'll see it. So now it's attempting once again to go down. If it can just give me a beautiful candle below, 28,365. I'm talking about a big, fat, red candle. That's going to be good for me. Is everybody tracking with Ash here, guys? Quickly, let me know. Is everybody tracking? Quickly in the chat facility, guys. Just say yes. Say tracking. Say I'm with you. Whatever you can. Quickly in the chat facility. And whilst you're at it, show a brother some love. It's 10:29. Ooh, this is nice. Look at this. See, that's a better candle now from the blue line. Do you see that? That's a better candle. Much better candle. So I'm going to wait. Let's see. So guys, by the time we come back at midday, if I'm in the NASDAQ already, I'm already in. It means that I have gotten in below 28,365. Look at this beauty. Look at this beauty. Let's look at Euro USD. Nothing there. USD JPY. Nothing here yet. We're waiting for NAS. NAS. If this goes up, NAS comes down. Beautiful. Still waiting. I needed to close like this. Next red candle down. All right. We're pushing nicely here, guys. Euro USD, nothing there. So NAS is the guy right now that's going. NAS is going for us. GBP USD, okay, I'll deal with that at midday. Here we go. This could be our candle. This could be the candle.